Well, hey, guys, welcome to the studio. Today, we want to talk about the company Donner and the warranty that they're offering on their products. The bottom line is it's about what you'd expect. There's some ups and downs with it. We're going to take a close look at a warranty claim that I have with them right now. Let's get to it. Now, whoever heard of Donner more than, say, 2, 3 years ago? And I took a chance and I bought this little multi effect pedal, reverb, delay, modulation, which can do like chorus, flanging, phasing, metal construction, metal switches. Feels good, sounds really good, and the thing was like $70, and I was like, "Huh, no complaints here. I like the company." So about 3 months ago, I purchased one of their electronic drum kits, the DED 200. Went together nicely, seemed well designed, performed nicely. I have a review video, I'll link below. It gets a good review. And then the kick drum sensor failed. Now, the problem that it had is actually fairly common in an electronic drum kit. Let me show you the part that failed. This is the thing inside of a kick drum pad that senses the impact of the beater and sends an electronic signal out so that the kit can work. It's called a piezo sensor. They're relatively cheap. This one here is made for a Roland drum kit. They are relatively inexpensive to replace. These things are maybe $10 if you're buying them as one-offs. You can buy a pack of 6 and save some money. But you can see there's a couple little solder connections right here, and this is fairly thin wire, and this whole disc is a little bit bigger than a quarter. And what had happened is one of the little solder connections had come off, potentially under all those impacts, and it just came disconnected. Now, if you're good with a soldering gun, you might have been able to fix it. Normally, when these things break down that badly, you just replace it because they're kind of cheap. I happened to have a couple of these things laying around that were actually a little bit better than this one. So it took me about 20 minutes, and I just fixed it. So mine works now. And if you know this channel, you know that I will typically report on things as part of a review, and I will sometimes do a follow-up. I decided to enact my warranty just to see what Donner would do. And if it's something like they would send me a new kick sensor, well, then I'd have a spare for potentially the next time it broke down. It was my materials and my labor that did fix it, so I'm not trying to scam them. It broke. They should probably take steps to fix it. But in the studio, I need things working right away. I can't have a major piece of gear in use in the studio go down indefinitely. So let me show you real quickly the emails back and forth that we had with Donner. Okay, this all started 2 weeks ago. I sent them a request, gave my order number, date of purchase, the whole thing. And we've been going back and forth for 2 weeks. And as it stands, as far as I know, they're not sending me anything to help me out. So 2 weeks in and no action on it. But I will say one thing. They seem to take replying to your emails very seriously. They get back to you right away. If there's information that they need, in addition to any information you've provided, they will ask for it. In my case, they wanted me to shoot a short video showing that it was in fact failing and had me potentially go through a few steps to troubleshoot what the problem was with it, which I did. I shot that video. So they are very good at getting back to you, but they do have kind of a hiccup in their warranty. I call it a hiccup, but I think it's actually kind of standard in the industry, especially for a smaller, lesser known company. It's not like they have service center networks or deals with service centers that can get something fixed. And it's not like they have stockpiles of parts that they can just send out. That's, I think, fairly normal, even with big companies. So I'm not trying to hold their feet to the fire. It's just something you should be aware of. But I want to show you the wording of how they kind of build a little escape clause into their warranty. So this was in one of the emails from them. It says, please note that we need to check if we have the piece in stock first, and they don't. If found, and they couldn't find it, the item will need 35 days to be shipped to you, probably because I assume they would ship it from China. I don't think they have a warehouse in the United States. If they had one, I'd be 35 days out, and according to the subsequent emails here, they don't have one. And this was a later email that says the item is now out of stock, and out of stock is out of stock. So I worked at a music store for over 20 years, and I've dealt with all kinds of manufacturers, big and small. And this is really not uncommon. You need a part's not in stock, you wait for the part. When you can get the part, then you can service the warranty. So it's not the best possible outcome I could have hoped for. It's actually, I think, kind of standard, and especially in a company that's trying to keep the prices down and provide you with a good product. So my advice going forward would be, you probably should have lowered expectations in terms of, well, if I buy this Donner thing and there's a problem, will it get taken care of in a timely manner? And we haven't done a big enough sample of things going wrong with Donner instruments to know for sure what their failure rate and what their warranty rate actually looks like. We don't know. But in this particular case, if I did not have some technical skills and I didn't have the part, or I could have just ordered the part off of Amazon and had it in 2 days, and the part would have been, $10, or if I bought a bunch of them, I could have got them for $5 a piece or something. For an electronic drum kit user, you probably need to have those skills where you can just take the head off, solder in 2 wires, put a new piezo transistor in, and just put the bolts back in and be up and on your way. This is not an uncommon failure in an electronic drum kit. However, if you're not into soldering or troubleshooting or figuring out those type of things, a warranty like what they have here, with the policy of they will not send you a replacement part that's out of stock, that's something to keep in mind. And I just want to clarify one thing. This drum kit is in stock. And here it is. This is the DED 200 Pro, which I think that's what mine is, from Donner. And yeah, 17 of them left in stock. So they have the thing here. But what they're not going to do is they're not going to slice open that box, pull out the box that says kick, and mail me that. And that's actually fairly normal under a warranty. Could they have done that? Well, they could have just sent me a complete replacement kit, but that's not very cost effective. They could have cut open that box and sent me a new kick sensor out of that box, but then they'd have a dead box, something they couldn't ship out. And even if they did replenish the kick when it came back into stock, they'd have to reseal it and probably sell it as B stock. Plus, there's a lot of logistics in place keeping that from really being a viable business approach. In other words, they do have the ability to fix this issue, and they have opted to not fix this issue. But I can understand. So I'm going to give their warranty 3 out of 5 stars. And that may be kind of high because it's an unfulfilled warranty. But I'll tell you why. 1, they do respond right away to you. And if you have a follow-up, they will respond to that right away. Always within 24 hours. Usually within just a couple of hours. They are alive and they are talking to me. The second thing is, with an electronic drum set, in this particular instance, I knew how to fix it, and so I fixed it. If it was a smaller device, like if it was something like this, and there was an internal part that I was not comfortable with fixing, my assumption is they would have just replaced this entire thing, where in my case, they won't replace an entire drum kit when it's obviously a bunch of individual parts. But they might run out of stock on this, and I have seen that with several companies. they might have offered me a similar product or something like that. I do get the feeling they want me happy. And just a final bit of information here. They have no idea that I do YouTube reviews or that I have a Facebook group that I run called Recording Tips, which you should join if you're watching this. They knew none of that. And I think if they had known that, I may have gotten different treatment or a different resolution to the warranty, but I don't want that for a couple reasons. Number one, my job is really to report the facts to you, that a normal person can expect a certain experience with a product, or in this case, with a warranty. So in fairness, I never told them that. And I'm going to keep you posted as we come up to a resolution on this, however long it may take. And it could be sooner than later. It's already been 2 weeks. But I will keep you posted. When I get a new part or a call to a service center or something like that, when it's actually resolved, I'll let you know. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. We got a lot of work to do. Let's get to it.